Welcome back to the channel, Jacko lovers. Today, I'm going to show you how to unlock your true Jacko potential. I'm going to show you a new way to use your minions. Now, some of you may know this, some of you may not know this, or maybe you're like me and you kind of knew something like this could exist, but you never really sought to go deeper on it. Now, how this came to me. This came to me when I was fighting Carrot of Wisdom. I noticed he was doing a lot of this. He would kick the minion like so, to the heavy slash, summon, and then use minion attack, right? He'd have the minion in his hand using minion attack, so that he still had a minion in his hand, but he was still keeping pressure on, on me. So he could do stuff like that and kind of keep me occupied. And I decided to expand on that a little bit. Now, what I first came up with in the dojo was this right here. You know, something like that. But then it made me notice that I could start that whole thing with just tossing a minion. Now, what I've noticed after the minion toss, the minion bounces a little forward away from the opponent. So it gives you plenty of time to run in and give it a servant shoot. So that's like, you can do that from one backstep back, or you can do 2 backsteps. I still get in range to do a servant shoot. And when you hit that servant shoot, you could do something like this. And here's an even better variant of that same block string. As you can see, you can end with a grab there. Or you don't necessarily have to go for a grab. After you kick the minion, you can just go in for a 2K and then do your 2D afterwards to go for a setup. Or you can just go for a tick throw. Now, you don't necessarily have to do the block string like how I did it. You can switch it up to something that fits you better. There's all sorts of ways that you can do it, right? So you saw first how I threw the minion and I went for a double servant shoot like so, right? What you can do instead is you can throw it and just do a single kick. And then maybe run back a little bit and throw it. Because maybe your opponent's trying to, I don't know, maybe like he's trying to mash out of your minion pressure. Or maybe trying to jump or something. So with running back, there's a delay there. So you could catch him out or something like that. So here, I'll show you an example of something you could do if you run backwards a little bit. Or just not doing the double servant shoot. And you could even do something like a minion toss while jumping backwards, right? Same thing. Same thing. Even though it's a different arc, as long as you can catch up to the minion and give it a servant shoot, you can still do the same kind of block string. So be sure to switch it up, or just find something that you're comfortable with, and if they find a counter to it, just switch it up then. And yeah, I could go over a few counters as well. Now, one way your opponent can counter you while you're doing your servant shoot is they can do a jump in, and then you just end up getting caught out there. But what you can do to counter the counter is just do a minion attack with the minion in your hand. And then you can have, you could come up with your own combo for that. If you do catch him with the minion attack, I'm sure there's a whole array of things you can do. Maybe something like even doing an overdrive afterwards, and just catching him that way. But I'm sure you can do a minion attack and maybe drop the minion afterwards and just kind of do a combo since you'll still have a minion on the ground. So, there's ways to counter that anti-air and then make him more scared to jump in when he thinks you're going to do a servant shoot. And there's another way they could counter this. They could try to mash out of it, so kill your minion before it reaches them. Well, it's going to depend on the spacing, because if you're further away, the punch will come out too early. So if they're mashing, they will get hit there. So, but if not, or if you're too close to them, clearly you will hit them. But it'll be a certain distance where they will be able to hit the minion and kill it immediately, like so. So what you can do instead is, if they're doing that a lot, next time you throw it, just go in for a heavy slash. And then proceed to do your combo afterwards. And just a quick note, if they are jumping out, and you know how I showed you previously, you can do a minion attack and then combo them afterwards. Like, if you're scared about that, and like maybe you like going for the double shoot like I like doing, then you don't really have to do that. You can just do the just do it and just always go like that, because you can still do the combo. I mean, not the combo, but the block string, even if like they don't jump. So this will catch the anti-air. I mean, this will anti-air them if they jump in on you, and also you still do the block string as normal. So you can make that your option every single time. So it'll cover jump-ins, or if they just stay on the ground blocking. Just go in, hold minion, do minion attack. Now let's say this block string is hard for you to get started because your opponent is killing your minions when you're throwing them at him, like so. What you can do instead is just trying to change the trajectory and go like a heavy slash instead. And you can still do the block string that way off of that starter, although it's a little bit harder. As you see, I just messed up there. So just to talk about this block string a little more, I have used it in matches and I have found it to be effective. Sometimes your opponent will try to mash out. Most opponents I've gone against will just kind of sit there and block it because they don't know when to interrupt. But some people will maybe find a way to mash out. So you can always do a minion attack early, or if you know this at a time where they're gonna mash, like I showed you before, just go up for a heavy slash after they kill the minion, because it will leave them open for just a tiny window. So if you know when it's gonna happen, go for your heavy slash. So yeah, I found this to be pretty effective, man. And I guess lastly, I can show you a few, like even an even easier way to do this. This is gonna be easily figured out if you do it this way, but it's possible. You know, somebody's definitely gonna find a way out of that. They're definitely gonna jump out or you know, time up an attack there. But you could always like I know the first one I showed you, I did a double serve and shoot to start with. But you could just always do it in the middle of the block string as well. You know, something like that. You know, except I'll show you with it actually working. You see, and like as you can see, like I made it sure that the health didn't regenerate. So that's how much you would do if they block that without using the FD, and that's you get the risk gauge up and then you go for a grab, and that's how much damage it'll do, man. There's a lot of chip damage involved because it just is. And final thing, I literally just thought about this. I was about to end the video, but I literally just thought about this while making the video. So what you can do while doing your block string is, I'll just show you. When you end it there, you can always just do a jump dash, drop it, do the punch, and go for that kind of setup there. Now, I'm not the type of Jacker player who does go for that, but I do think it's very effective. I just don't do it because a lot of times I mess it up, like there, because I get the timing wrong. But if you're a Jacker player who does do that, you can throw that into the block string and make it even more complicated. It's gonna be even rougher on your opponent. And that is my guide to unlocking your true Jacko potential. Now let me know down in the comment section below if this has inspired you to play Jacko in a different way, or maybe add a little something to your current game plan. And other than that, leave a like if this video has helped you in any way, and subscribe for daily fighting game content. Thank you for watching.